So, Becky, thank you so much for being here. So, first, tell us what center you're a member of and the owners of your center.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad you all are continuing to reach out to the members. My name is Becky Algren-Beddix. I am coming to you live from Fishers, Indiana at the Fishers Max Challenge of Fishers, owned by Chad and Charlie Tunison. And it's a family business with Chad's parents as well, Sheila and Steve Tunison as well.
Yes, they're amazing. They're amazing. And so tell us about, like, how are you doing? Like, tell us a little bit about what you do, like, how are you doing in all of this?
Well, what I do today is very different than what I did 2 weeks ago, right? Just like all of us. So by trade, I actually have a doctorate in sport and exercise psychology. So I have my own company where I do leadership training for college athletes and college coaches. So I go to colleges all over the country, and some of my travels have taken me to visit MAC centers on the East Coast, which has been awesome to be able to see all the different MAC centers when my travel allows. And so that came to a screeching halt because obviously colleges started shutting down. And so doing leadership training with college athletes really wasn't a thing when you don't have college athletes still competing. So it's been a heartbreaking time. I mean, my heart bleeds for my athletes in the winter who didn't get to do their championships, and for the spring who had just gotten started, and then the brakes are put on for them as well. So I've spent a lot of time on conference calls and phone calls with athletes, especially our seniors who were looking into their last season of competition and just saying, what do I do now? So I liken it very much to the athletes I work with who have career-ending injuries. They at least though still get to cheer on their teammates. This is just gone. So through very difficult but necessary decisions, our athletes are struggling.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's impacting everybody. So, and then do you have children at home or anything like that that you're also trying to deal with?
Yes, so now I've transitioned. Now that I don't travel as much, they've always said, Mom, why do you travel so much? Well, now I don't, and I'm in their face all day long training. So I have two boys who feel like six when we're confined in a house, six boys. But I have two boys who are 14 and 11. So I'm redoing 8th and 6th grade right now and learning all the stuff I probably should have learned the first time around. They have two different schools, so very different e-learning amounts and e-learning styles. So we are doing school most of the day. I get up, so love the fact that my Max Challenge Center has actually gone to live Zoom workouts at 5:30 in the morning and noon and 5:30 p.m. So I get up at 5:30, I do my workout with my old 5 a.m. friends, with Chad and Charlie, get it done in the living room, and then by the time I'm done and I have a little bit of time to collect myself, school starts. So the routine to that extent hasn't changed drastically, but in so many other ways, like everybody else, it certainly has.
So can you tell us, like, what is that doing for you right now? Like, still having that virtual class at 5:30?
Oh, I can't even begin. Honestly, I texted Chad right after the first one, and I'm probably going to do it now. I've cried 2 times because of the Max. The first was my first day 2 years ago when the center opened, and I walked in the doors 60 pounds more than I am now. And I said, I cannot believe I've let it go this far. So I got in the car and I cried. Then I cried, I guess it was Wednesday morning when we did the first Zoom, and I'm going to do it again because I saw all my friends. My friends' faces were popping up. We're using our dogs as weight. This morning, one of my friends used two bottles of wine as his weight. So whatever you got, right? We were teasing him that it should be martinis tomorrow, so shaken, not stirred. But just seeing them and hearing their voices and seeing, I told you I'm going to do it again. Seeing the Max Center meant everything, meant more than I realized it would mean. Because the Max isn't just a place, it's a community. And I needed that. And now you're going to make me cry.
No, I know. And that's, it's just amazing. We didn't even realize, I think, the impact. We just decided, what, we have to help, everyone. And how do you think this is going to help you get through this? We don't even know how long this is going to be, but, how do you think, can you even put it into words, what this is going to do for you and for other members?
It's been so variable for everybody. Hour by hour, minute by minute, you have to just pull yourself away from social media to find some kind of normalcy, I think. I'm really looking for me and for my kids for our baseline. What are our normal baselines? So wake up time, or making your bed, or doing your schoolwork, or for me, it's the math. That's my baseline. I got to come back to baseline and get centered, and then I can go out and be a better mom. I can go out and still work with my clients to the extent that I can. I can't travel to visit them, but I'm on, text and phone and all that good stuff with them. So by having messages from Brian, that's been huge from the top. I mean, I teach leadership, so how leaders lead is fascinating to me. And he's been vulnerable, and he's been honest, and he's been in his closet talking to us. I've seen those videos. That's been amazing. And then with Chad and Charlie, they actually had their parents watch their children, so they could put all their efforts into getting this whole thing up and going and doing these Zoom classes. They're organizing kind of a equipment swap. So if one of our members, maybe you don't use 10-pound weights anymore because you've up to 15, if you want to share your 10 pounds weights with another member, they're kind of trying to help us figure out who needs what. So the community has just been invaluable, and it's just like the first time. I didn't know how much I needed the max till I had the max. I didn't know how much I needed the max until I lost it for a couple days, and then it came back to me. And then just having that baseline's been key.
Yeah, well, we can't thank you enough. I mean, not only for sharing this, but for sticking with us, through this, because, like you said, we're a community. We're all in this together, and we're going to figure this out. Just kind of thinking about like this, what's going on. Have you thought about maybe what you're going to do differently? When the smoke clears and we're maybe back to some type of normal, like how do you think this experience is going to change you?
Change me personally, I think the primary thing that the max has given me over the last almost 2 years has been an alignment with my intentionality. And as I said, I have the degree. I have the degree. What does that do for me? Pretty much nothing, because I had the knowledge, but the parts that were missing were the intentionality and the support.
Right.
So those two things are what Max really has done for me. And, I really want to look more to being able to be that support for other people as well. I also think that intentionality, I've gotten it with the workouts and the nutrition. I'm not 100%, but I work really hard at it. And just having it extended over other areas of my life as well.
Right.
Things that you've had to really think through in the last few days that you really haven't had to,
Yep.
kind of taking it for granted. Here in Fishers, we are in a lockdown kind of situation where travel is only supposed to be for food and for medical. So, when my kids want a slushie or whatever, I'm like, well, we can't, but let's figure out how to make our own and things like that. So, I really think that is where I will see the biggest change. And, I went through 9/11, as we all did, if you were around at that time, and it changed us for a while. I think this is going to have, maybe certainly as big of an impact, maybe even more so, because it's affecting everyone across the country.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, again, Becky, I cannot thank you enough, and, we are going to stay together, the Max family, we're going to stay strong, and, keep posting any of those Max from home pictures, and just tell everyone in Indiana that we are with you through all of this, and we hope you and your family are happy, healthy, and stay safe through this.
Oh, Blanche, thank you so much. And thanks just to all the Max folks. I mean, it's an amazing place. You can't describe it. You can try, but it doesn't really do it full justice.
And it's times like this, like you said, when it shines through. So thank you so much. And I'm sure I'll be seeing you.
Absolutely.
In one of your classes.
It up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Blanche. Take care.